Hello and welcome to Hunstanton beach. I wasn't going to do another vlog from here today because it's midday and mind you, it's October. No, it's not, it's November to be honest, so the sun's not too high, but I've come for a walk down the beach. I've been shooting this morning. The video would have been out a long time ago probably, so I'm going to take a few shots as I walk around the beach, and pretty much most of them, I've taken a couple already handheld, but I'm only using my little baby Benro because the other one's on my back and I don't feel the need to get it out. I'm going to handhold you, and I'm just going to try and find a couple of compositions where I can get the best out of that. Isn't that fantastic, fantastic rock face? Really is amazing. And you'd have seen it in the other videos that I've done. I came down here for a sunset to try and get the shipwreck, and that's where I'm heading back up to see the shipwreck, and just going to make the most of my afternoon while I'm wandering around. So this is only going to be probably a short video, but I will try and talk you through a couple of compositions like this one here I've just found. And the reason I'm going to talk through them is because there's a little bit of something that you need to add to the image, I think, just to make it work. Now, you've got these cliffs. Cliffs are very nice, and I come across this bit of driftwood or this bit of anything. To me, it's making my head imagine that it's off of an old pirate ship or something like that. And you never know, it could be from anything. It's definitely a piece of wood that's been machined, because you can see there's some wooden dowels stuck in the end. So it could be off a mast, it could be off a bow, it could be off any part of a ship, or it could have just collapsed off the cliff fence or something like that. But it doesn't matter, it's in my head, it's a pirate ship. And you've also got these lines. The only thing wrong with the lines is that a few birds have been walking around, but I can live with that. I can live with that, definitely. I'm going to flick over the video so you can see exactly what it is I can see. And the video is looking quite dark, or quite bright at the moment for whatever reason. Can I not dial that down? Let's have a look, see. Bring my ISO up or down. No, it's not seem to be doing anything, so I don't know why the video is bright. So I'm going to hit play anyway and see if it sorts itself out. There you go. Right, it sorted itself out, which is good. Right, so we've got this driftwood that you can see there at the bottom of the image. And don't forget, the bottom and the top will be bigger when I take the picture, because this is on a 16 by whatever, just to make the video. But yeah, this bottom piece of driftwood, you've got these lovely little lines, these ripples from where the sand and the water's left the sand, and they're leading you through the image, and they're taking you up through as well. But they lead you over to this lovely bit of driftwood, and over in the top there you get this lovely bit of cliff line with all these nice barnacle boulders and stuff. This beach is renowned for its rocks and its boulders. Whether I shot them or not in a previous video or not, I don't know, but I'm definitely going to have a look and see if I can find something, even if it's a daytime image. But yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm just going to find a couple of shots and just try and make the best of these cliffs, and take one shot of the wreck as well with the cliffs behind them. I know the tide's well out. I'm just going to make the most of the barnacles on the rocks. So I've now got another one set up. Very quick, I've only walked about 10 or 15 feet, but look what I've got down in front of me now. I've got these nice little swells on the beach, and this is really quite a little recce. It's a good little way to get out, a little exercise to take your camera out. Just go for a bit of a walk and just look for something that can make the best of whatever it is you're trying to photograph. Now I'm trying to photograph the cliffs. It's the cliffs that I want to get, but it's trying to find something in the foreground that's going to make the cliffs work, rather than just being a set of cliffs. Now I'm sorry I'm in the shadow because the sun's over my shoulder and I'm shooting directly into the sun as the video goes, but on the camera, and I'm going to flick it over to video, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is we're doing again. So on the video, let's get me going. See these lovely little swells there leading your way up through the image, and I've focused on these foreground rocks on this one there, and I've got the cliffs in the background. So I know it's all about the cliffs, but it's this that takes you up to the cliffs, and then you get all these lovely boulders with all these barnacles on. But that's the most important bit. Now I can move the camera around. I can go from this position, I can move it around, but the more I come round, you can see my shadow is over this side, so I have to keep the camera back this direction and keeping my shadow as far over in that corner. Now I can zoom in, and I can tilt the camera up a little bit, and and I still get those lovely barnacles on the rocks, the cliffs in the background, and this swirl coming through there. So again, I'm going to focus on this rock and take the picture. Simple as peas in a pod. Is it? Okay, so while I'm on this composition, I'm going to use the back of the camera to show you. I'm at f11, which is giving me a good depth of field, and I've got this rock centered on the third line, and I'll just keep my finger out of the way. You can see the lines on my camera. I've got a third line there, and I've got a third line there, and this is not very easy to see, is it, like that? I'll zoom back in again. There you go. You can see my third lines, and I put that rock down there on the thirds, and then I've got the horizon line, or the cliff line, up on the other thirds. So that's basically how I'm setting my image up. And because I'm using those third lines, the image works really, really well. So don't forget, use them lines, get your composition set up, and then you can break them when you need to. Walking just a few feet at a time. That's all I'm doing. I've walked, I don't know, 20-30 foot, and I've seen another image. My eyes just caught all of this rows of boulders, and you can see they're all in rows. And I don't quite know why they look like they're in rows. They're not. They're scattered all over the place, but they've got lines in them almost like they are in rows. You can see there. I don't understand why it's like it, but the boulders are covered in barnacles. The sun's behind me, so it's lighting everything and making them shine, and in between you've got these little pockets of shadows. So I've lifted the tripod up a little bit higher this time. It's sort of about chest height on me, and it's giving me a view across the top, so I've got all the round boulders and lumps. Now there are a couple of people walking along the cliffs back along that end, so I might have to clone them out, but I may just leave a couple in just to give you the scale of the height. So I'm going to hit the shutter speed now, I'm going to hit the shutter button now, 2-second timer, and I put the polarizer on. And the reason I put the polarizer on because it just gives a little tint of blue to the sky and makes the clouds look a little bit crispier. But other than that, it's doing nothing else. But yeah, this is a really nice, it's like a minefield. It's almost like a minefield of boulders and rocks and stuff that are leading over. And again, I'm going to shoot another one because the sun's gone off the rocks and it's now lighting the cliffs behind it. So I'm wondering whether the two-tone might work better. But I actually like the light shining across them, and because it's low light, it's casting them nice shadows because it's not right above our head. Let's just hit another one because, like I said, the shadows, look at it now, the light's on the back and not on the foreground, so that might work just as well. It might just do. But again, let me switch the video over for you because I quite like showing you what's on the back of the camera. So video's on, hit record. So here you can see these lines, see the lines that sort of lead you through. For whatever reason, they seem to be taking you through the image, and you've got the lovely cliffs all illuminated in the background. You can see the few people there, the little tiny people, but I might keep them in for a bit of scale. But that's what I'm looking at, all these barnacle rocks. When the light comes out, the shadows cast all around the edges of them, and then you've got this line that sort of almost takes you through the image, which is quite nice, and a nice way of framing the image. Simple. This is really simple, walking around with a camera. No stress, no worries, no nothing. Insane set of rocks. It's like a minefield, it really is, just trying to walk in between them and make your way across the beach. And you get these straight lines every so often, which doesn't seem to make any sense. Look at that, there's like a straight line right through there. And of course they're random rocks, if no one's put them here, it's just absolutely amazing. This would take lots and lots of photographs to get this in the best conditions. Look at that, just look at that. It's like an absolute minefield of rocks, and I've got to make my way all the way through these. It's going to take me ages to get to the other side. Might get a phone shot just while I'm here. And I think I need a selfie. I'm nearly back on my shipwreck, which is just over there somewhere. But I've just stumbled across this, walking my way through the rocks and over the rocks and stuff, and I've just come across another big chunk of driftwood. This looks more like a branch of a tree, but I'm still going to fantasize. It's still part of a pirate ship. So I'm going to try another shot. The sky is changing dramatically. Behind me there are some fantastic light rays. Let me see if I can show you what these light rays are like. Well, you need to go down on the exposure. Look at that. We've got light rays going on in the background with kite surfers. So I think I ought to take a shot that direction. Let's see if we can get something with this rock, this piece of wood, shooting that way. And then I've got the shipwreck, but I think I need some of these boulders and the light rays in that direction. The light's sort of shimmering on the cliff face as well, so let's see what we can find. There's a nice bit of green on the boulder over there, so I'll see if I can find one just here. I might even use this rock, this piece of wood actually, and shoot the other direction, because it's actually pointing that way. So maybe that's the answer. Let's use that piece of wood, it's pointing that way. And we've got all these barnacles all on the side there as well, which are really, really good. Mussels, I think they are. Lots of mussels. Oh, the wind's picking up and the weather's changing quite a little bit, so I'm gonna have to be a little bit careful what I'm doing, or otherwise I'm gonna have to get all my gear back on. So yeah, took the shot with a horizontal shot. I'm now going for a vertical shot, and I've got these two massive boulders down in front of me, and I'm looking through the gap. I've got one in front of that, and then it just leads off boulder after boulder after boulder, and it goes into the sky in the background. And I'll tell you what, let's put it over onto video so I can show you exactly what it is I'm doing. Right, so you've got these two big boulders down here in the front, and you've got this line leading through. You've got the centre boulder there, and then these lines just take you off into the distance. And again, it's coming in from this direction as well, leading you through that way. And you've got some kite surfers just up there. I'm not sure you can be able to see them, but the sky up here is really dramatic. And then when the exposure's right, this should all be light rays and stuff in the background. The light rays are really good. So it means some weather's coming this direction probably, because this is the way the wind's blowing. So yeah, this is the image. Focus on these boulders and all these barnacles and whatever they are, whelks and cockles and I don't know what they are, mussels, but they really are textured and it looks really nice. I put the polarizer on because you can see with the polarizer it sort of makes all these glary bits. By turning the polarizer around I can get rid of some of these glary bits and it looks quite good. So that's the image. Let's get the shot set up and ready and fired off. Here we go. Right, so just make sure my polarizer's right after we're messing with it. There we go, cutting through the glare. There's not a lot of light. Focus on those rocks. 2-second timer. And I've bracketed it to make sure I get the sky in and the rocks as well, because the sky is quite bright in consideration. And I might end up cropping that down to a 10:8, just taking the bottom of the image off and a little bit at the top of the image, just to sort of balance it out slightly, because there's a little bit of sand at the bottom that I don't really need. but I quite like that. That's not bad. And the light rays are really cool, so I'm going to try and find another one, maybe some green. I did say there's some green over there, so go and find that green patch. And this video is definitely turning out longer than I was expecting it to be. So I'm nearly back on the wreck again now, which is where I was a couple of videos ago, but the conditions are a little bit different. I'm not fighting against the tide because the tide's well out, and I'm not fighting against the wind. But what I might be fighting against is some big showers coming in. But here she is, the shipwreck, and I'm back at her again. And I think as the light's gone in, mind you, the light's catching over there, so the light's going to come across. I think I need a shot from this side with maybe some boulders in it. I need something sort of from here, so I've got a few boulders in it, and then where it's lying against the rocks and the cliffs, and I need a shot from this side, and I'm also going to the other side and shoot the other way, as I've got some really real definition in the clouds. You can just see the light's catching it now, so I'm going to have to act really quick because I'm only going to get a fleeting little bit of light, so I won't talk you through it. I'll just show you the shot as soon as I get it. Here comes the light. I'm going to have to be quick. So again, crazy handheld video, this, isn't it? Camera's set up horizontal, and I'm taking in the cliffs because I've got some very dark, moody clouds above it. I'd like a little bit of light to catch the cliffs and to catch the boat again. I did take a handheld shot, but I'm not sure whether I got it. The clouds are moving quite fast, so I might get another little patch of light. But again, I'm going to switch over to video just to show you the composition, because I quite like the composition. So let's hit record, and away we go. I've got this shale of the swordy shaped, or I don't know what they're called, razor blade shells down the bottom, and I quite like that as it leads you sort of through the image a little bit. It's definitely a foreground to the image, and I've got this boulder that's holding this side of the frame together, so it's holding this side of the image in rather than you just leading out. So you come across and you hit that boulder, and then you come back in. Now this there is my third line, the intersection, and the boat is bang on that, and then the line of the horizon line, or the cliff line if you like, is running along just along the top of the thirds, just there. And look at that sky up there. Isn't that just a really moody sky? So I'm just waiting for a little bit of light to kiss this, and it'll be absolutely fantastic. But that's my composition, leading you through, bounce back off the rock, come through there, and you've got all these cliffs sitting in the top of the image. Just been talking to a lovely couple, asked me if I know anything about the boat, and unfortunately I don't, because I've got no signal, and I didn't have when I got down here last night, so I don't know anything about it. All he did say is though is it's an iron hull, so it's made of iron, which I wasn't quite sure if it was iron or steel in the last video I did from this location. The light's just starting to come out now. Got a few people in I may have to clone out, but as the light comes out and lights the cliffs, which is looking pretty good at the end at the moment, as it lights the cliffs I can hit the shutter button. And there's a big pile of rubble just there, where obviously the cliffs have collapsed recently, or semi-recently, where the tide's not washed them away. So there we go. I think I might even put it on bracketing just to be safe, to make sure I get those details right in the highlights to the shadows. So I hit that, and I'm going to get a little bit closer while the light's out and try and get another quick shot and go wide angle right on top of the boat, wide angle all the way out. Let's just see if I can manoeuvre this around with my hands. I've tied with this other camera while the light's out. Just got the front of the boat, just like so. There's a lot of footprints and that on it. It almost looks like it's full of concrete. It may be. It looks like it's full of concrete at the front, which is a bit weird. There we go. There's another one. Right, that's it. Sorted. And the light's coming down the cliffs now. I like that. I do like that. Let's hit the shutter. I need to go a little bit further back. Come back. A little bit further back. Got a lump of rock behind me. That's better. I've got the bow of the boat in. Look how I can do all this one-handed, eh? How clever is that? Right, there we go. Bow of the boat. Focus. There's light right on the end of the rocks down there. It looks pretty awesome. And I'm taking loads and loads of photographs again tonight, and I really shouldn't. And I'll go down onto single shot and see if the light comes this direction. If it does, I'm going to hit one more shot, and then I'm going to go up for a walk. And there's an old lighthouse or something up there, but not worth photographing, I don't think. But I'm just going to go for a walk along the beach, and I'll say goodbye to you when I get a bit further up. Well, I'm back, and I'm still on the wreck. I'm actually come inside the wreck, and I've set the tripod up with a vertical shot. And the reason I've set it up with a vertical shot, and this is a really, really nice shot, if I do say so myself, and I do. There is so much texture. There is so much texture in that. It is untrue. And the sky is really playing ball in the background. It's quite moody, and this looks really, really nice. It's got a fantastic leading line. In fact, once again, I'm going to show you on the video. Let's click video and let's put it up for you so you can see what we're looking at. Look at that for a fantastic line all the way through the image, right up to that moody sky. And you've got this lovely bit of cliffs in the side there, because they really are unique. And I just love all these shells, all this texture, and the polarizer is just cutting through the glare. You can see the bottom there, the polarizer. Put the polarizer on and it's just cutting through that glare. You can see all them shells down there, all the texture and all the barnacles, all the way the metal's rotted away, leading you right through the image to the rocks, the cliffs, the sky, and hopefully a few rays in the background. And there's even a kite surfer down there somewhere. So that's the image, an absolutely treat of an image. Really do like it, full of texture and all sorts of stuff. So I'm going to hit the timer, focus on the foreground. I might even focus stack this just to make sure I get everything in. Focus stack it and focus bracket in. Focus bracket in, focus stack it and exposure bracket in. The Fuji is going to make an absolute meal of these colours, all the nice browns and textures. So I've focused on the first part, then I'm going to focus a bit further along, and I'm going to focus right at the end of the boat, which is sort of infinity. Again, I'm getting light rays, I've got cracking cloud definition, loads of texture, loads of shells, loads of sand. Really, really nice. Well worth me coming, well worth me making this video, I think. Yes, really pleased with that one. Really pleased. Well, what can I say? I've had a great midday, afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Really enjoyed myself. Played with the wreck. I think I've got a couple of really nice photographs. Absolutely love these cliffs. Got to speak to a few people, social distancing and all, keeping our distance, but having a chat with a few people. You never know, I might even make an extra subscriber out of it. But oh look, now I've got a rainbow coming. Look at this. I've got a rainbow appearing in front of me. That means rain's coming. But I've got a rainbow. I wonder if I can get the cliffs and the rainbow in. Let's go over towards the cliff edge. And I might just be able to get a photograph with the cliff and the rainbow. What a shame I've not near the wreck. I've walked away from the wreck. Never mind. But if I can get some rocks, I might just finish off with a photograph of the rainbow in. Might be quite interesting. Let's have a look and see if I can get a picture here. I'm going to put you away and then I'm going to say goodbye. The rainbow stopped me. Think I'm about done. Didn't get the rainbow, it didn't quite come out. So I'll put the camera away and I'm now heading back up. I'm quite a way off from the van. The van's somewhere way back over there, so I've got to walk up this beach. I've not been this direction before, so I've got to walk right up this beach, find the pathway up, go up past the lighthouse, which you can see there, the old lighthouse, and back to the van. I'm going to go and get something to eat because I'm absolutely starving. I've been out all morning, and it's 2:30 now, and I've been out all morning, so I need to get something inside me. I'm starving. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Another random video. Seem to be doing a lot of these random videos at the moment, and I just doing what I'm doing, running around with a camera, and not a lot of professionalism. But still, I'm sure you're enjoying it. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Check out next week's. Check out last week's if you haven't seen it. And I'll see you next time. Don't forget, you've got to have your camera in your hand to get the photographs. Ciao for now.